Hello again. Welcome to Ideas in Action 22, Future Hype, revisiting Gartner's Hype Cycle. Then there is Rogers' Diffusion of Innovation framework of how innovations roll out over time. And this is much more effective as a way of looking at the future and technology rollout than Gartner's Hype Cycle could ever be. Diffusion is the process by which an innovation is communicated and taken up over time. Rogers is useful for underlining that the innovation itself is not the only determinant of its success. To take the present attention given to AI, this means that people are very mistaken if they believe that AI's technology prowess is the only or even leading factor in whether it is adopted and institutionalized. Rogers' work suggests that three sets of factors shape the rate of adoption by individuals. Those three factors are, first of all, the perceived attributes of the innovation. You can see that there are many perceived attributes of the innovation that might add help to facilitate innovation or actually act as barriers to innovation. There are then the communication channels used to communicate how good the adoption is and what it can do for individuals and organizations. And thirdly, there's the nature of the social system into which the technology is introduced. You can see the factors there on the diagram, but essentially the social system could resist or support the innovation. Moreover, the innovation process unfolds over time through 5 phases: knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, and confirmation. As you can imagine, there's a lot of human persuasion that's got to be done, getting people on board in order to get the innovation through to institutionalization. Taken together, the classic S-curve model and Rogers' theory of diffusion of innovation do form a much more useful basis to theorize from and plan for technology adoption. In our own work, we counsel for a much more realistic view of information and digital technology adoption. Our research shows that these technologies are difficult to develop into workable systems and challenging to implement. Exploiting these technologies in organizational contexts has been consistently sobering. Thus, when looking at automation generally across decades, depending on the sector, only around 15 to 23% of corporations optimize business value, and even they accrue on average only 68% of the potential value. Thus, when looking at automation generally across decades, depending on the sector, only around 15 to 23% of corporations optimize business value. And even they accrue on average only 68% of the potential value available to them. A common finding has been that up to 65% of digital transformations seriously disappoint. Computer and digital technologies initially require adjustments and maintenance across the life cycle. Fitting them with an existing technical infrastructure is a very understated but challenging task. Ensuring that the managerial and technical skills needed are in fact present is not easily accomplished. Organizations are also very siloed. We found up to 8 organizational silos that can act as barriers to technology adoption. These are structure, processes, strategy, skills, culture, data, technology legacy, and managerial mindsets. Taking all this into account, the time horizons for developing a technology for full optimal enterprise use can be quite long, though as one interesting side effect, this can lessen the shock of the new effect and lead to an easier, less anxious migration to technology adoption and diffusion. This might well occur with AI. We will see over the next 5 years. All this suggests that the hype fear lens now being applied to AI tends to leave out major factors that will shape whether and how these technologies will be adopted and with what consequences. See you next time.